And it came to be one day that Jonathan son of Shemu'el said to the young man who bore his armor, "Come and let us go over to the outpost of the Philistines which is on the other side." But he did not inform his father. And Shemu'el remained at the outskirts of Gibeah under a pomegranate tree at Migron, and the people who were with him were about 600 men. And Ahiah, son of Ahitub, Ichabod's brother, son of Pinehas, son of Eli, the priest of Yahweh in Shiloh, was wearing a shoulder garment. And the people did not know that Jonathan had gone. And between the passes, by which Jonathan sought to go over to the outpost of the Philistines, there was an edge of a rock on one side, and an edge of a rock on the other side. And the name of one was Botsetz, and the name of the other Seneh. The one edge was on the north opposite Michmash, and the other on the south opposite Gibeah. And Jonathan said to the young man who bore his armor, "Come and let us go over to the outpost of these uncircumcised. If so be, Yahweh does work for us. For there is no hindrance for Yahweh to save by many or by few." And his armor-bearer said to him, "Do all that is in your heart, incline yourself. See, I am with you, according to your heart." And Jonathan said, "See, we are passing over to the men and show ourselves to them. If they say this to us, 'Wait until we come to you,' then we shall stand still in our place and not go up to them. But if they say this, 'Come up to us,' then we shall go up. For Yahweh has given them into our hand, and this is the sign to us." And both of them disclosed themselves to the outpost of the Philistines, and the Philistines said, "See, the Hebrews are coming out of the holes where they have hidden." And the men of the outpost called to Jonathan and his armor-bearer, "Come up to us, and let us teach you a lesson." Then Jonathan said to his armor-bearer, "Come up after me, for Yahweh has given them into the hand of Yisrael." And Jonathan climbed up on his hands and knees with his armor-bearer after him. And they fell before Jonathan, and his armor-bearer was putting them to death behind him. And that first slaughter which Jonathan and his armor-bearer made was about 20 men, in about half an acre of land. And there was trembling in the camp, in the field, and among all the people. The outpost and the raiders also trembled, and the ground shook. And it became a trembling of Elohim. And the watchmen of Shaul and Gibeah of Benjamin looked and saw the crowd melting away, and they went here and there. And Shaul said to the people who were with him, "Please inspect and see who has gone from us." So they inspected and saw that Jonathan and his armor-bearer were missing. And Shaul said to Ahiah, "Bring the ark of Elohim here." For the ark of Elohim was with the children of Yisrael on that day. And it came to be, while Shaul talked to the priest, that the noise which was in the camp of the Philistines went on and became great. So Shaul said to the priest, "Withdraw your hand." And Shaul was called, and all the people who were with him, and they went to the battle. And see, every man's sword was against his neighbor, a very great confusion. And the Hebrews who were with the Philistines before that time, who went up with them into the camp, turned round, they too, to be with Yisrael, who were with Shaul and Jonathan. And all the men of Yisrael who had hidden in the mountains of Ephraim heard that the Philistines fled, and they also pursued them in the battle. Thus Yahweh saved Yisrael that day, and the battle passed over to Beth-on. And the men of Yisrael were distressed that day, for Shaul had placed the people under oath, saying, "Cursed be the man who eats food until evening. I have taken revenge on my enemies." Therefore none of the people tasted food. And all they of the land came into the woods, and there was honey on the ground. And the people came into the woods and saw the honey dripping, but no one put his hand to his mouth, for the people feared the oath. But Jonathan had not heard that his father had taken an oath of the people, and he stretched out the end of the rod that was in his hand, and dipped it in a honeycomb, and put his hand to his mouth, and his eyes lit up. Then one of the people said, "Your father strictly took an oath of the people, saying, 'Cursed be the man who eats food today.' And the people were weary." And Jonathan said, "My father has troubled the land. Now see how my eyes lit up when I tasted a little of this honey. How much better if the people had well eaten today of the spoil of their enemies which they found. For then would not the slaughter among the Philistines have been greater?" And they smote the Philistines that day from Michmash to Aijalon. So the people were very weary. And the people pounced on the spoil, and took sheep and cattle and calves, and slaughtered them on the ground. And the people ate with the blood. And they told Shemu'el, saying, "Look, the people are sinning against Yahweh by eating with the blood." And he said, "You have acted treacherously. Roll a large stone to me today." Shemu'el said, "Scatter among the people and say to them, each one bring his ox near to me and his sheep, and you shall slaughter them here and eat. Do not sin against Yahweh by eating with the blood." So every one of the people brought his ox with him that night, and slaughtered it there. And Shemu'el built an altar to Yahweh. It was the first altar he built to Yahweh. And Shemu'el said, "Let us go down after the Philistines by night, and plunder them until the morning light, and not leave a man of them." And they said, "Do whatever seems good to you." But the priest said, "Let us draw near to Elohim here." And Shemu'el asked of Elohim, "Should I go down after the Philistines? Do you give them into the hand of Yisrael?" But he did not answer him that day. And Shemu'el said, "Come over here, all you chiefs of the people, and know and see what this sin was today. For as Yahweh lives, who saves Yisrael, though it be in Jonathan my son, he shall certainly die." But not one among all the people answered him. And he said to all Yisrael, "You be on one side, and my son Jonathan and I be on the other side." And the people said to Shemu'el, "Do what seems good to you." Then Shemu'el said to Yahweh Elohim of Yisrael, "Give a perfect lot." And Shemu'el and Jonathan were taken, but the people escaped. And Shemu'el said, "Cast lots between my son Jonathan and me." And Jonathan was taken. Shemu'el then said to Jonathan, "Explain to me what you have done." And Jonathan explained to him, and said, "I only tasted a little honey with the end of the rod that was in my hand. See, let me die?" And Shemu'el answered, "Elohim do so and more also, for you shall certainly die, Jonathan." But the people said to Shemu'el, "Should Jonathan die, who has wrought this great deliverance in Israel? Far be it, as Yahweh lives, let not one hair of his head fall to the ground, for he has wrought with Elohim this day." Thus the people delivered Jonathan, and he did not die. And Shemu'el returned from pursuing the Philistines, and the Philistines went to their own place. And Shemu'el took the reign over Yisrael, and fought against all his enemies round about, against Moab, and against the children of Ammon, and against Edom, and against the sovereigns of Zobah, and against the Philistines. And wherever he turned, he inflicted punishment. And he gathered an army, and smote the Amalekites, and delivered Yisrael from the hands of those who plundered them. And the sons of Shemu'el were Jonathan, and Yishwi, and Malchishua. And the names of his 2 daughters were these: the name of the firstborn Merab, and the name of the younger Michal. The name of Shaul's wife was Ahinoam the daughter of Ahimaaz, and the name of the commander of his army was Abner son of Ner, uncle of Shaul. And Kish was the father of Shaul, and to the father of Abner was the son of Abiel. And there was fierce fighting against the Philistines all the days of Shaul. When Shaul saw any mighty man or any brave man, he took him for himself.